how does Townsville compare to Perth in terms of growth cycle and potential? And are there any leading indicators that favor either option? So, I guess firstly, for those new to the channel, we have a blanket rule here as a business in Ripehouse. We don't invest in any areas prone to cyclone or flooding, major events like that. So that essentially rules out anything from Mackay up, from our point. So Townsville is just an area that we would never invest in. It should say Townsville, but I've just copied and pasted the questions that get submitted in. So apologies. The second thing, I guess those two towns are tied to commodities to a degree. So we'll go into and we did have a look, we had a look earlier, but to go into, and I need to get the exact postcodes here. Townsville is 4810. But what you're going to see is they've actually performed quite similarly over time as well. So, and the reason for that, like I mentioned earlier, is they're tied pretty heavily to commodities to a lesser degree as well. But again, population growth is pretty strong in those areas. They do have a lot of new construction coming through in certain patches. Again, Townsville's biggest risk is their insurance premiums are huge in most parts in comparison to Perth. If we go into no, we didn't have, where do we have, I wanted just Perth. Ian had this one for us earlier. We'll drag this one over because that probably looks better. So if we look into the Perth market, 10-year average around about that 3.5%. And then we've got Townsville at about 4%. If we go into the 7-year average, obviously Perth's going to be a bit stronger in kind of the shorter time span because it's been a bit more bullish as of late. And then the 3-year, pretty not too dissimilar as well, the last 12 months. So the reality is that Townsville performed that bit stronger, didn't have that kind of mining collapse as hard as Perth did in the years prior, but they do perform very, very similarly at the moment. I guess where would I invest in comparison? Got no interest in areas that are prone to cyclone, flood, and bushfire, so that would rule out Townsville. But you are coming, unless you're able to secure properties at a fantastic price, which is near on impossible to do in the Perth market at the moment. You are coming very late into the Perth market at the moment as well. So again, sorry for that one, Andy.